Hi, welcome. So with the upcoming 3.14 POE patch notes, there are lots of reworks, buffs, and nerfs. I'm pretty sure everybody is excited to kickstart 3.14 as soon as it's released. So I'm here to bring you guys a complete guide for Carrion Golem League Starter, and this guide is mainly for casual players or beginners, so do not expect any endgame Carrion Golem contents here. I will probably do one later on when I've tried and tested myself, which is going to be similar to 3.13. Okay, and I will try to keep the video as short as possible and just focus on the key points to take note, because you can always refer to the POB for more details. So there will be 3 trees for you to view. One will be after you reach Act 4 and get the Carrion Golem gem, which will be at level 34. One will be after completing Act 10, which you will be around level 68. And the last one will be for level 90 when you're running yellow to red tier maps. Okay, so I will showcase the level 34 Carrion Golem now. For starters, I took the 3 notes around practical application here, because it's just simply because they provide a total of 45 strength and dex. I am pretty sure there are no other nodes nearby that can provide this amount of strength and dex. So yeah. It also provides some ease in leveling the gems in the early stages instead of using your wisdom scrolls to review items. So next, work towards the Ravenous Horde, and then to the Death Attunement at the top left. So reaching a Death Attunement before you get the Carrion Golems is actually very important, because it gives you the maximum buff of 10 non-golem minions, basically in short 6 zombies, 2 spectres, and 2 skittering bots. Next up, for the level 68 tree, do advance to the reduced mana reservation nodes as soon as possible, so that you can start running all your auras. Like for the first, do head to influence, and then the second is leadership below here, and the last will be sovereignty on the left over here. Yeah, they are fairly important because it really allows you to run all your auras. And then for the minion nodes, pick up Righteous Army, Redemption, Sacrifice, and lastly Aligned Spirits. I took Aligned Spirits because it has the increase in maximum mana, which also assists you to have the unreserved mana pool of at least a viable options to use some of your skills. So do remember to pick up Retribution over here, and also Return in Blood over here, because they both provide you with bonus strength stats. Okay, so next we'll move on to the level 93, and this is how it looks like with a very simple large cluster jewel. So for the large cluster jewel, all you need to do is just use either Orb of Alteration or Chaos Orb until you get Renewal. Just Renewal. And actually the chance of getting Renewal prefix is quite high, and it should not cost a lot. I did it previously in like less than 10 tries, probably. Yeah, it's not expensive, and the rest of the prefix and suffix can be just literally anything. It doesn't matter. So for the medium cluster jewel, it's the same. Just use Orb of Alteration or Orb of Chaos to get Replenishing Presence. And like the same, the rest of the prefix and suffix doesn't really matter. This is just the important things that you need. So bear in mind that if possible, do make sure that your large cluster jewels has 8 passive skills, and your medium cluster jewel has 6 passive skills. I mean, just try your best to get these 2 stats. So ultimately, you want to have 2 cluster jewels, one on the left and one on the right. So now let's run through the items. For the unique items, you definitely want to get your hands on 2 Clay Shaper first, because it just gives you 2 more additional Carrion Golems. And the second item will be a Tabula Rasa, just for the 6 link. So practically at this point onwards, you can more or less see your Carrion Golems rampaging everything. Yeah, just obliterating everything in your way. And the third item will be the Alpha's Howl. And mainly this is for the +2 level to aura gems and the reduced mana reservation. For the fourth item, pick up the Darkness Enthroned, and it's just so good in the early stage because it boosts a whooping 75% buff to Ghastly Eye Jewel. The fifth unique item to get will be Rumi's Concoction, and this is just for self-survivability. So the last will be Primordial Harmony and Primordial Eminence. I'm pretty sure these two gems are not expensive in the early games. It's only Primordial Might that is super expensive. Okay, so for the rare items, basically just look for life and resist on your gloves, boots, and amulet, while you search for strength and dex stats on your rings. And do keep in mind that your rings need to be unset rings for the sockets. The flasks are pretty straightforward. Just use Quicksilver, Basalt, and Quartz, and one more life flask. So do remember to socket the Conqueror's efficiency, and this is because it provides the mana reservation, and this jewel can be obtained in a quest at Act 5. Yeah, basically, so this is how it looks like. Oh, sorry, and the last one will be the Ghastly Eye Jewel. For the Ghastly Eye Jewel, just mainly look for life and at least 1 million damage mod. And this is very important, preferably do not look for elemental damage, because you do not want to run maps that has reflect elemental damage. Okay, so on to the skill gems. For the Carrion Golem, I use Impale, Multi-Strike, and Brutality. These four is actually the most important ones. And then when you have more sockets later on, you can just put in minion damage and melee physical damage. So for the auras, run Precision, Dread Banner, and Generosity. I think this is pretty common. And the second aura, I would run Pride, Vitality, and Haste. Yeah, at this point, you can see that my Vitality is actually level 20 and I still have sufficient mana. So the next one will be your Movement Offering and your last aura, which I will run Flame Dash, Flash Offering, Desecrate, and Clarity. For Clarity, only keep at level 6. I'll explain this later. And the zombie will be pretty standard as well. Raise Zombie, Feeding Frenzy, Maim, and Minion Life. Okay, for the Spectre, this is something pretty interesting that I came up with. I run Raise Spectre, Mid Shield, Minion Life, and Blind. So actually this Blind can be any other support as well. I chose not to run Blood Magic is because I already have Clarity. So which means that my Spectres will have mana regeneration as well, and they do not need Blood Magic to cast all the Frenzy charges and power charges. And then for the 2 unset ring, please do socket Convocation and Assassin's Mark. Basically, Assassin's Mark is mainly only for boss killing. For the Raise Spectres, you can raise 2 Carnage Chieftains and 1 Host Chieftains, and both of them can be found in Act 6 at the Riverways. So yeah, that's roughly about it. And the last thing I would like to share will be this Google document here. Let me just open it up. So this Google document basically shows you what gems you need to take at different stages of each act. As you can see from the above, do look out for these color sockets on your way to Act 10. And yeah, from time to time, just check out the NPCs for all the color sockets. And yeah, here example, you can see that on Twilight Strand, take Freezing Pulse and Raise Zombie and just socket them. And the next will be Tidal Flats for Infused Channeling, Summon Phantasm. And yeah, this basically shows you how you should link and how you should socket your gems along the way. For the next tab, I have actually listed here the items to get in ascending order, and they include the rough cost and alternative methods to obtain them. So yeah, on the right I've actually included the POE trade link as well, and you can basically click there and you bring you straight to the website with the item filter on it. Of course, whatever that you see now is actually for ritual. I will try my best to update once 3.14 is out while I'm searching for those items as well. And yeah, the next thing to note is for large cluster jewel and medium cluster jewel, I really highly recommend to self-craft because it's just way too expensive to buy straight off from the market. However, I really do not know the starting price of the base, so I have actually listed here a separate link for the base item, and you can just click them and it will redirect you straight to it. So do take note of these columns as well, the things you look out for when buying, because you will always prefer to get at least a decent roll on your items. Example for Alpha's Howl, you want to try to get at least 25% cold resist. Yep. So that's it for the guide. I will try my best to do one for the endgame Carrion Golem build. And moving forward, I will post more POE videos such as currency making, mapping, more builds and guides, and many other stuffs. So yeah, thank you for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe if you want to watch more POE contents. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!